basically come out with a product. So the next case study which we are going to discuss is another fascinating story from India is about Tata Nano. Tata Nano was a very popular product which was launched at that point of time. It has a huge waiting line at the time when it was launched. Then, but the product didn't do well later on. So some of the things which we know about Tata Nano was that the product was launched at price less than target price of less than $2,500 or roughly around 1 lakh, and that is why the product was also termed as a people's car. Okay. There was a lot of buzz around the product. The product was talked about around the world. It has automatically got on its own lot of publicity in the media, and it has got a lot of basically attention from the different sections of the society because it was aimed at changing the way the transportation is being accessed by the masses in India. So this vehicle was designed to be made available to the large population of developing countries like India. Tata has a plan to basically market it outside India into many developing countries. However, product didn't do that well. So what has caused basically the failure of that product? In his own word and admission, Mr. Ratan Tata has stated in 2013 that Nano became termed as the cheapest car by the public, and I am sorry to say by ourselves, not by me, but the company when it was marketing it. I think that is unfortunate. Being a people's car, being a cheapest car, it has become its own problem that a product being termed as a cheapest car. So in a country like India, where basically car is a status symbol, which is probably attached with the aspirational values in our society, car being a car owner also represents that a person is successful and probably has money or probably a social status, and the product being a cheapest does not match with those values, and that is why its positioning was basically not correct in the market, and people are not ready to buy a cheap car. Okay, and that made has probably it as a failure.
No, I think the case of Nano is a classic case which you had mentioned in the opening session, that when we look at the product and its attraction, there are utilitarian, functional, logical reasons and needs that are fulfilled by the products. But there are also emotional, aspirational, the what we call affective part of product appeal. So here is an example where the price was right, price was attractive, the promotion was phenomenal. It got attention of the whole world. It was on the front page, on the cover page of so many newspapers and magazines. And there was high expectation, there was buzz. Yet, it failed to connect to the sentiment, to the aspirational value, as you mentioned. And as a result, uh, those other P's were right. Promotion was right, price was right, it was distributed right, but because of product and its appeal and the subliminal, the subconscious message that was sent out by the product uh, did not allow it to succeed. So, a very important lesson from both the Honda Activa as well as Tata Nano is that the four P's, when we discuss the marketing mix, we have to understand that it is a system. Each part affects the other part. So, if you get one part wrong, then the product might fail. You have to see that all the four attributes are properly calibrated, and as a system in totality it makes an impact to take it to success.
Yeah. I would just like to add on what you are talking about. the relationship between the four P's among themselves. There is also one thing, if your positioning is wrong, your marketing mix also will not do well in the market. So the marketing mix has to be aligned with the positioning, and since in this case the positioning was faulty, or probably the way the people have perceived is, the target customers have perceived is, was not the way the probably the product was designed. It also illustrates that the concept of value and the difference between what is the value inside the product and what is perceived by the customer. So if these two things are different, then again you will have problem with the outcome of the product in the market. It is important that the product, I mean, it is important that one should understand what kind of basically benefits a product provided, as Professor Chatterjee was saying, functional as well as emotional benefit. Unlike probably in some of the developed world market where probably car is a necessity, like unlike in India where it is also a basically, there probably car is just a basically a functional need. Here in India, car serves the both kind of needs, probably functional as well as emotional need in the form of status, social status of the person. And that is where probably this product was not aligned in with the expectations of the people, and it has not done well because of that kind of perception in the market.
And cars, perhaps, when later on we discuss about low